Yes.
Go.
Do you think the term anchor baby is offensive?
No. If there's another term that I come up with, I'm happy to hear it. What we ought to focus on is how do we secure the border so that people that come in legally don't come, that people coming legally do come. This is a pretty simple thing. It shouldn't be this complex. It's a political wedge issue the left uses to win elections, and we ought to be the party that solves this problem so that we can get back to the business of creating high sustained economic growth.
Governor, there's some issues of race and immigration in your own family. Can you talk about your own personal experience with that and dealing with the fact that maybe your kids didn't look like all of the other kids in your family?
Look, we're a diverse country. We have that's a virtue. That's a strength of our country, and I'm proud of the fact that my children have a Mexican-American mom, as American as anybody else, loves this country as much as anybody else, believes in the shared values of this great country, and my children are blessed to have that heritage.
What led her to become an American citizen?
She wanted to vote for my dad, and she loves this country. She wanted to share the experience with me, and this is what families do all the time. It shouldn't be such a novel thing, to be honest with you. This is pretty regular in the places where I grew up and where I live now. And this whole immigration debate is hurtful for a lot of people. Really hurtful. I'm not talking about my family here. I'm talking about in general when you just, huge, just kind of a tidal wave of accusations or bombastic talk. There are a lot of people that share the immigrant experience, and when they hear this, what they hear is, you don't think I'm part of this. You don't think I'm part of this country. I know that for a fact because I have hundreds of people that tell me that. And so I think we have to tone down the rhetoric a little bit, talk about solutions, and get on with fixing things in this country, and turn this into a driver for success for our country rather than this defeatist attitude that we now have.
Governor, do you regret using the term anchor babies yesterday on the radio?
No, I didn't.
Is that not bombastic?
I don't.
You don't regret it?
No. Do you have a better term?
I'm not. I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Folks, you give me a better term and I'll use it.
Governor,
don't go behind my ears. Sorry about that.
Governor, is that not bombastic language, anchor baby? Is that not bombastic language?
No, it isn't. Give me another word.
Children born of undocumented immigrants in the U.S.
That's like a 7. That's not another word. That's a 7.
A hard enough
Look,
question.
Here's the deal. What I said was it's commonly referred to that. That's what I said. I didn't use it as my own language. What we ought to do is protect the 14th. You want to get to the policy for a second? I think that people born in this country ought to be American citizens. Okay, now we got that over with.
Notice that your brother sent out an email today on your behalf.
He's for me.
No surprise. You run around the country reminding all of us that you're your own man.
I am.
But now you're having him work for you. The family getting together. And
Is that a contradiction?
No.
I've got my own record. I've got my own life experience. I'm blessed to have a brother that loves me and wants to help me. Over and out.
President Trump here, also in Iowa, and nationally, and in your own state, in Florida, he said last night your crowd was sleeping. How do you respond to that? I mean,
that's an
it's
insult.
A narrative that your campaign lacks enthusiasm.
You're repeating the echo of the narrative. So look, if you went to the event, you would have found that there was a lot of enthusiasm. And there's a big difference between Donald Trump and me. I'm a proven conservative with a record. He isn't. I cut taxes every year. He's proposed the largest tax increase in mankind's history, not just our own country's history. I have been consistently pro-life. He, until recently, was for partial birth abortion. I've never met a person that actually thought that was a good idea. I believe we need to reform our healthcare system to make sure that we stop the suppression of wages and allow people to have access to insurance. He's for a single-payer system, and he actually advocates these things. He's been a Democrat longer than being a Republican. I have fought for Republican and conservative causes all of my adult life. And I just think when people get this narrative, whatever the new term is, the compare and contrast narrative, then they're going to find that I'm going to be the guy that they're going to vote for. And it's a long haul, man.
Whoa.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Did you hear about the South Boston man who allegedly he was a homeless man and said his actions were inspired by Trump's immigration comments?
I doubt that's horrible. If it's the case, it would be horrible. But I think, look, there should be a little more focus on solving the problems and talking about ideas that matter. rather than just kind of coming in like a tidal wave and saying things that are just outrageous and don't make sense. And the immigration policies that he has brought up they're not conservative either. It's going to cost hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. It'll disrupt families. The idea that you have another country pay for the infrastructure for your own country is not going to happen. The idea that you're going to stop having people remit back to other countries is not going to happen. All of this stuff is to appeal to people's anger and their angst rather than have solutions to solve problems. At the end of the day, the candidate that offers the most compelling solutions to the problems that we face and has the leadership skills, the proven leadership skills to do it, is going to be the one that wins. So let's go talk about this 2 months from now, 3 months from now, and I hope you all are still around. And I think what you'll find is that you'll have forgotten what exists, in August, whatever it is, 20th.
Because Trump won't be around?
I'm beating Hillary Clinton by 12 in Florida. He's losing in Florida. When people start realizing we need to win, I think it'll look a lot better.
With 10 candidates, do you think that the general election debate should have more than 2? Thank you.
Governor, you talk about gender and vice presidential election. You think about nominating a woman?
Governor, any thoughts
Everything's
you're against encryption?
Got to
Do you
win the
think the
nomination.
government should know everything about everyone? You're against encryption. What are you against privacy for, sir?
Your daughter Noelle yesterday, and you opened up about her.
Governor, any thoughts on whistleblowers? Would you pardon Edward Snowden?
That's funny.
I don't know. Jillian, when do we come back?